Ayo, I'm teed up, throwing funny bones at these beats.
Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So, what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
We are live.
Salute.
Welcome.
You hear me?
Another show. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, bro. We up in
Okay.
here early today, man. We are up in here early. What's going on, T Brown?
Man, nothing. I just I saw your message. I was like, I didn't know he was ready to go right now, but I was all right. Already working on something for the fellas anyway. So let's get it.
Excellent, excellent. Now, for preference, you posted a Facebook in a Facebook group, Passport Bros Facebook group. Guys, if you haven't already joined, make sure to join the private Facebook group. You and a beautiful young lady look like you out was having a great date. And in the caption, you mentioned something about you being blocked and you had dropped the ball or something. Can you kind of give us a little
All right.
context to
Let's talk about Barcelona dating. I
this?
mean, I put it in two. There's other passport road groups. I put another one. They was trying to roast me, bro. Like they was trying to act like they was perfect daters. They never dropped the ball, which we know is just BS. But let me tell you, people don't understand here. All the chicks are bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So since they're all bad, it's like, okay, you played basketball, right? What
Right.
division? 3, 2, 1. What division you play at?
Oh, I didn't play no division, bro. I played neighborhood basketball.
Okay. I played some college sports, and this is what I noticed. From high school to like JUCO, D2, there was a jump, right? From D2, D1, jump. Okay. Then I went to the facility training for like just a combine. I was never invited just to go check it out. And just me seeing the guys working out there, I knew I wasn't the one. I saw Clay Matthews hit a 5-person sled and push it about 15 yards by himself. And I thought, I don't want none of that, bro. The reason I'm telling you that, Barcelona is like that. They got more options. They're more intelligent. They got their own. They don't play. And what I found out the last time, because that photo was like the second part of my dating out here. What I found out last time was if you just don't text them in the morning after you get the number, they block you. And it took me a while to get used to that. I got blocked like 6 or 7 times. And I was like, what is this? So then I started like messaging early, like right away, and then everything worked. And I was like, okay, this is definitely not how it works in America, right? So then I found out all the other foreigners that come here, they all believe that. Because you remember the Lithuanian girl that was supposed to be on the podcast last time? She's telling me the same thing. She's like, if I meet a guy and he doesn't text me the next day, I'm done. And I was like, wow, America is so removed from the rest of the world.
It's not like, in American dating culture, there's like an unwritten rule. They say like the 48-hour rule, right?
Yeah, don't try that here. Don't try that anywhere, really.
Okay.
And the thing is I probably, some of our American ways get in the way, because I would have, at first I was like, whatever, forget these girls, right? But luckily I learned the lesson in Barcelona because they're so fine that I was like, yo, I'm willing to make some changes, right? Turned out, luckily, they were healthy changes. As I started to understand the commitment they want from you, it made sense. It's not commitment to me and selfish. It's more like, if you're going to be committed just in general. If you're going to start something, finish it. And I was just like, I can't hate on that because that's how I am with people that work for me, right? So I can't hate on that. But the picture that got all crazy, and something's going on in your group because they didn't get all nasty with me. The other group, they got nasty. Like, they got all triggered. I don't know. Especially the dudes that like they want to claim that they get baddies. Whatever. But I mean, you come out here, everyone's going to get a baddie. So, but what I had learned with her was, I figured out the first part and I stayed in contact. And then I invited her out and I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Shisha. You should come. She's like, all right, let's go. So we go. We're having Shisha. That's my spot. My boys. I went there. I stacked the deck a little bit. I will say that. I went to a place where they know me well. Okay. The manager and the owner knows me there too. And it's a place where you have to come in and they have to approve you to come in. So he always, like, the bouncer will always open the door and say, oh, we have 2, whatever. And he'll kind of look out. But he always sees me and he's like, oh, my American brother, right there. He always says that. And So I knew it would help my status a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I went in there and we were sitting and she was just very charismatic to begin with. But what ends up happening is we having a great night. Stuff was really working in my favor. Like there was a group of fellas that came in, them like handsome Spanish fellas, and they was just looking over kind of like.
You got that pause in there, brother, but go ahead.
What happened?
No, I still got that pause in there, but go ahead.
Oh, they was looking over and they was looking at me like, why is she with you? They should be with me. Kind of like what some of the haters do in the groups, right? Like, why is she with you? And I told her, I said, them dudes is mad. She's like, why? And I was like, they think you should be with her, with them instead of with me. You know what she did? She turned around and kissed me in front of them. I was like, yeah. That's
okay. Wait a minute. So hold on. So do you think that this was like a race thing, or is it just?
No, this dude was like Antonio Banderas. Like girls never tell him no. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So kind of like, dude, we used to do that before we got mature. We used to see some dude with a girl and we used to be like, he must have money. We used to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so he kind of did it. And then she was just like, I'm with you. I'm not looking at nobody. And I was like, I know. That's why I like Barcelona. I know how girls are here. Mm-hmm. So they don't, Latinas, man, they just, when they with you, they with you. You know what I mean? The other thing too that throws people off, she's Brazilian. Her grandma is Spanish. That's why she's so light skinned. Okay. Because I was thrown off because I was trying to speak my little broken Spanish, and then she finally just asked me if I knew Portuguese, and I'm like, huh? And I was like, are you from Portugal? She's like, no, I'm Brazilian. I was like, what? Which was fine with me. I love Brazilian.
You know what is really interesting about Latin America, like the racial mix, right? When you see somebody's family photo and you be like, your granddad black? Like you look totally white. When I was in Brazil one time, bro, and this woman looked prototypical white woman, like white girl, never. I mean, she had a body of a black woman, though, truth be told. And that's the thing about Brazil, like that's crazy. But her dad was like my complexion, bro. You would have never guessed it. I'm just like, damn, your dad is dark skin black. She's like, yeah. You assume that if a white woman tell you that her father's black, he's probably light skinned or like high, light. Yeah. That's the way she came out, all white. But you looking at it, you just sitting here like, damn. So in a lot of these cases, a lot of people don't know, but in Latin America, usually I'm gonna say at least a good percentage have like black grandparents, something like that. And that's what makes you get that exotic features of the crazy bodies and the curly hair, the crazy looks. It's a racial mix.
Whatever it is, I'm down. Whatever it is. I mean, when I kind of figured there was something different with her is her friend called her and she's like, hey, I gotta take this. Can I take this? I was like, yeah. And the way she was talking, Brazilians have that Italian slang to them. So she was like, da 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 da. And I was like, you sound Italian. And she's like, I know, I sound Italian. Like she was funny. But that's when I was like, okay, that's not how Spanish sounds. That's not how Catalonians sound. But more or less, I think some people were trying to figure out how to get these girls, right? How you meet them, what you do. Honestly, bro, I'm not here to say any special formula and try to make myself sound cool. It ain't that deep, bro. My beginning line all the time is hablas inglés. That is literally my beginning line. But let me break down why that works. I want a girl that's warm, receptive, and giving. Okay. And here, if they don't want to talk to you, they just act like they can't speak English, right? So if you say hablas inglés, they say, no, I know, no, only español, right? And sometimes, they're lying. They do it at the store, even the people that don't want to help you when you're checking out, right? So to me, it's a quick filter because if she's like, sí, yes, I speak pequeño, they'll say like a little bit. So I really just was on the street and I had to go to the CAP over here, which is the clinic, to have my American prescription written in Spanish so that written by a Spanish doctor so I can go to the pharmacy, right? And I got there and they have them in regions here and it was closed and it was like 4 p.m. and I'm like, what? The city's so confusing. So I saw these group of girls, and I just walked up, and I was like, "God bless you, bless." But I had a paper in my hand, so that probably was disarming for them. And then I was talking a little bit, and I was like, "You guys are from Barcelona. You from Madrid? Where are you from? There's so many different people." And they were talking to me, but she was like extra smiley, extra, And so I kind of read the cue. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I started talking to her a little bit more. I don't even really do flirty things, man. I've come to find girls like just regular conversation. Mm-hmm. They will tell you all day long that they feel like talking to guys is like talking to a brick wall. They will tell you that all day long. Okay. And I don't know how I became conversational. Maybe I'm close to my mom, so we just chat on the phone regularly, and it's a mix of that and masculine, like the way we hang up. People laugh at the way we hang up. But that was it. And then I ended up taking her out, and I asked her, international dating for me is easy because I don't know anything about their culture, and I like new culture. So I've got tons of questions. And if they feel like you're interested in them and not just staring at, some peach and some rolls, like they love that. I've just noticed they love that. They'll tell me, even when I was in Malaysia, I just met some random girls up by the pool, but I had to leave, and they was like, "Oh no, this was such a great conversation." I don't know what it is about that. They really grab onto that, man. They really love good conversation. And I have noticed dudes, even my fellas back home, they hate it. Like they'll tell you, they'll be like, if Thomas sits down and talks to a girl, it's game over. But they're used to being like buff. I have a homeboy that's buff, tatted up, hair slicked back, sunglasses, and women love him. But he'll tell you, I have to get to her before Thomas does, because once he starts talking, and I don't say anything crazy, I just get to know him, man. That's it. I just get to know him. And I'm a storyteller. You guys know that. And they just love that. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying I got a magic wand. I just tell you that's what always happens. Always happens. Okay. And then the other thing, too, is I'll notice I don't believe in this hunter thing. Like everyone feels like they need to be a hunter, right? I don't think it works. Because what I think is then you become competitive and you try to get this girl, but you really aren't making sure she's really even the right girl for you. You just hunt. I'm more of a fisherman. And I think that mystery, I think they like that. Because I'll kind of listen and I'll kind of throw the bait out a little bit and see. But that bait is more for me to see if they like my style, right? And then if they bite, I'll kind of like reel them in a little slow, but I'm still looking at them. And once I get them close, I'm really seeing if she's for me. Not just hot. Is she for me? And if not, then I just kind of throw them back. And I don't want to say that in like a condescending way, but I'm more of a fisherman. Like it doesn't, I'm not going to go in for the kill. I'm going to find out if this works. And I found out chicks like that too, because they're selective the same way. You know what I mean? So
I got a couple of questions for you. We got A3 in the chat. Guys, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. I know we in here early. Go ahead and make sure you hit that like button. Now, do you feel as if you need some form, or not maybe you specifically, but guys need some form of a dating coach to interact with the women overseas?
I think it's more organic. Mm-hmm. I think the stuff we know from America is just going to get in the way. There's like no games, international, no games. And if you're in Europe, they're just like so direct, you might think it's offensive. Okay. That you have to understand women in general. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to know that women are more auditory than they are visual. I think you have to know that like they don't necessarily, they have a language of their own a little bit. Like one of the things I teach my friends when they try to ask a girl on a date, they want to surprise her and they try to be mysterious all the way up till the end, and then she cancels on them. And they can never understand it because he's like, I don't want to tell her where we're going because I want to keep it a secret. I'm like, when she asked you where she was going, she wasn't asking where she was going, where you were going. She wanted to know where you were going so she knew what to wear. So if a girl ever asks me, hey, where are we going? I'll say, hey, wear a nice blouse. Heels will be perfect in jeans. And then now they feel like you lead and you understand them. I can tell you there are so many dudes that have probably gotten last minute cancels that just think she's a bitch. She felt uncomfortable because girls care about fitting in socially. So she felt uncomfortable because you never told her what to wear. That is literally all she wanted to know.
Okay. And okay, so over there in Spain, I know it's much different than South America, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But some people, I'm just going to play devil's advocate for a minute. Some people would say that they're dating you because you're American in hopes of getting back to America. Do you have to deal with that so much so in Europe?
You want to know how easy it is to punk that whole statement?
Mm-hmm.
The euro is stronger than the dollar right now. One. Okay. Two, women want security and safety, right? They have free healthcare and free school. I've already had girls tell me straight up, never. I was like, would you ever go to the States? I'm wanting them to say no, right? I'm just testing it. And then say never. I give free healthcare. And if I have kids, I give free healthcare. Come on, bro. That is huge to a woman. That's huge. All through Europe, it's like that. All through Europe.
Okay. Look at my man JB in the building. He says, I live in southern Spain. Spanish men are jealous. Black men are winning in Spain a lot easier in Barcelona than southern Spain.
Yeah. There's a mix here of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just like he's responding to what I said, how those guys were kind of looking over. They weren't jealous in a way that you had to worry about them doing anything. They just weren't happy about
it. Okay. But you didn't feel threatened at all.
No, but I know
you're a big dude, but you didn't feel no type of way.
I'm more aggressive than people think too. You know what I mean? Like I'm more like, I don't know if you guys know Chris Casado. He calls me sometimes. I was on the phone with him yesterday and some dude wasn't looking and he bumped into me and you would have thought I was a New Yorker. I'm more aggressive than people think with disrespect. So if they want to try me, I kind of react more than I think in that area. So I've never really had any real confrontations.
Okay. I got my man Jimmy Jam TRD. He's also a member. Man, I really appreciate you signing up. It says BMT and Thomas, good morning. Thank you for your input. Is that Santander? Is that how you pronounce that? Santander, Spain?
Yeah, that's a bank out here.
You ever been there, T. Brown? Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't been there. But like everything in Spain, I mean, it's all different. It's all cool. Like you guys know, Andalusia is wonderful. Sevilla, wonderful. Sitges, you could just an hour away. There's all kinds of stuff. There's another guy coming out here that's going to go stay by the harbor over there where all the clubs are. It's amazing. All of Spain is cool.
Okay. So in Europe, people consider Europe to be the West, right? And you see a lot of Europeans in Thailand and Southeast Asia. Sometimes you see them in South America as well. You might see some in Medellin. Not too much. That's mostly the North Americans. But it seems like they have their own version of the Matrix. Is it as bad as the States in concerns of cost of living and dating?
One of the things the dudes are going to have to let go of this, like not paying for girls thing. That's kind of universal, man. Especially like European, the guys just pay for everything, man. But the girls are willing very quickly, if you're a provider, if you're leading type guy, especially if you're protective, they'll fall in line right away. Okay. I haven't had much issue with it at all. Like if they give me a little bit and I kind of push back, you'll see them perk up like, oh, he's a leader. And then they want to see if you actually will lead. And if you will, then they relax.
Okay, so you mentioned that guys got to pay for everything. It's the same as America. Now, is there women in Europe that play the dating game a little bit and like use guys for meals and first dates and all that good stuff? Like how in America, women have a whole lineup for the whole week, so they can get free.
It depends on where you're finding your girls, man. If you go to the club and all that, that's what they're gonna do. They're advertising their body for attention. That's literally what they're doing. I meet the girl at the street or the grocery store or the gym. Totally different for me. But it takes me longer to make the connection.
Okay.
You know, these guys see this hotness, which is how the clubs are designed. They want it now. And the girls are like, yes, I'm going to give it to him now once they've assessed the financial situation. So if you just want that, unless you're like super suave, that's the game they're going to play.
Okay. And what are like some of the big differences, the things that you got to tell the guys to look out for when dating, not only in Europe, but just say international in general?
They don't understand our sense of humor at all. Like nowhere I've been.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You 100% right. Because we kind of go back, especially in the Black community, where we kind of have this kind of going back and forth, you know, a little bit with the sisters. You know, like we jokingly say something like, "Girl, you ain't got your hair done," you know, just jokingly. You know, like that's a part of our culture is joking around, cracking jokes. But you do that overseas, they will be highly offended. You 100%. I've experienced that myself. I'm like, oh, I'm just joking. Like, calm down. You know, like, relax.
Yeah, they take offense to, they don't understand the joke at all. But you know, my mom's Thai. She's been my mom my whole life, and she still thinks that me and my brother, my uncle, my dad are being mean to each other. She still thinks that. They don't get it. It's just not a part of them. Like Americans, we love that. You know, like if I saw you across the room and flipped you off, I would laugh. You know what I mean? I would think that was hilarious. But don't even try it. Don't try the sarcasm. If you got bad humor already, don't even dare try it. Like you will end the relationship on the spot because they just don't understand it. What was I going to say too? There's another thing. They're very, I mean, if they're feminine, they're going to have a bit of sensitivity to them. I'm okay with that. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have a bit of sensitivity, but yeah. So like, okay, the Lithuanian girl that was supposed to be on the podcast, I just sent her a text saying, hey, I found out that she's talking to a guy and he got a little salty about it. So she's like, hey, I want to come, but is it cool if he comes? I was like, it's Valentine's Day, do your thing, right? And then after I told her, I said, you would have been perfect. I wanted the fellas to see you because they would have been like, oh my God. But I get it. Run with your boy. And then at the end, I told her a bunch of reasons why she was good for the podcast. And at the end, I said, don't get a big ass head because I gave you all these compliments. She went silent. I ain't talked to her since, bro.
Oh, wow.
And she has one of my phones. So I still got it in. But this is what the part of that. You have to use emojis. I hate them. But if you don't use emojis with girls abroad, you will get into so much trouble. They read the emojis with their emotional brain. In America, you can get away with that.
I learned that early on. Emojis are good.
But you know, as guys, I hate them. But now I've learned.
Yeah, like when guys send me emojis, I'd be like, bro, why are you using emojis? You know?
Oh, and I hate too, like when they say something and I know that they're looking for reassurance and I have to send like the smiling, blushing one. I hate that. It makes me feel like a girl, right? But it doesn't work without them. It doesn't work without emojis, man.
Yeah.
They're not talkers. And it's not because on the phone, it's not because they don't want to. It's because if you've ever gone anywhere, when someone speaks to you in English, they always apologize to you. Which I don't know why they need to. We're in their country, right? But they always apologize. So they like to text, especially on WhatsApp, because they can translate. So if they don't want to talk to you on the phone, it's not that they're not interested. It has mostly to do with the language. They're concerned. Even though when you talk to them in person, you think it's totally fine. In their head, they don't think that they speak well. Okay,
so let me ask you this. If you had a country to choose, right, to pick a wife, what countries would that be? Say 3 or 4.
3 or 4 countries?
Yes.
Thailand, because there's just no way you're not going to get taken care of. They don't even know how to not take care of you. Do you know what I mean?
That's facts.
I like the reason, like I told you before, I'm here in Barcelona is because I like Latin girls. I like the look of Latin girls, and there's a whole variety of them. So a lot of dudes on the other passport, whatever, they were saying that I fumbled the ball, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, listen, this isn't like Colombia where you go and they're all Colombians. This isn't like Rio and you go, I was like, I'm sitting down the street and I see a Peruvian and I see a Venezuelan, and I see an Argentinian, and I see a Cuban, and I see a Colombian. Bro, I did not know there was this many flavors of Latinas, and I didn't know they would all in one place, and I didn't know they would all be 20s. So now I'm like, I don't know which Latina I like, and that's how I ended up getting my messages crossed over. Okay. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I chose here. And then the other place, probably be Colombia. I just wish it wasn't like Colombia is. Because I would like living there.
You know, one of my boys did he did a game changer. He actually brought a Colombian to Thailand. Right?
How did she? I wanted to do that. I didn't know if they would deal with it. I'm eating if that's okay.
No. It was I forgot. It was really complicated because like she was
the language
one time. It was a situation, but she did eventually get over there, and she loves Thailand. She didn't want to go back to Colombia, right?
Because of the way she got treated, I'm sure.
Well, just the safety.
That's what I need to hear.
The safety in general. She had never been outside Colombia, so it's like, oh, I can walk around at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Like, really? Like, oh shit, this is different. You know, so that might be like a little cheat right there, man. If
that's what I want to hear. That's what I was concerned. I was like, man, I wonder.
America and taking them to Thailand, you win it because you have a lot of expat community, like a lot of Russians, a lot of Norwegians in Thailand, and they bring their wives, of course, right? So they have their whole little family structure in a foreign country, like in their own little community. They got their own buildings, all that stuff, you know. And that's one thing they don't have to necessarily deal with because when they changed the laws about marriage in Thailand, like it kind of messed up a lot of shit. A lot of guys got.
What do you mean? Like the divorce thing?
Yeah, man. A lot of dudes, they did this like maybe 10, 15 years ago, bro. Like this wasn't always the case in Thailand.
Philippines is starting to do that too. They're considering allowing divorce over there.
It almost seems like when women can take advantage of the laws of the state, they're going to take advantage, bro. It's like, I don't care where you at. I don't care where you at in the world, bro. They're going to take advantage.
Doesn't that make you think at the core that they're evil, though?
You know what? It is certain. I don't have to get biblical or Bible, but sometimes when you kind of like glance at the scriptures, you'll be like, You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you know, they've been saying this since the beginning of time. Like, nature is always self-preserving. You know what I'm saying? And their nature. It's just in their nature to look out. And then a lot of times we don't understand the big difference between American culture and other cultures is family is first, even before marriages and relationships, right? So American, like you get the girl, the dad technically sends her off at the wedding, and she's basically y'all a unit now. Well, in overseas, it's just like that woman belongs to her family, no matter what. Yeah. So if that family makes a call and just says, "Hey, we can marry you into this guy. We can give this guy that got more money. He's gonna be better for the family overall. Like this guy is a millionaire or something. You know, this guy's top tier. Leave the guy you went down and go with him, and they'll drop everything and do it. So if you do things overseas, I suggest, hey man, get in good with the family. Like know the father, know the situation she's coming from. Another thing that the guys got to watch out for is poor is not what you have in your bank account. Bro. Funds can run low. It's a mindset. So a lot of times these guys go overseas and they marry a family. They marry to a family that has a poor mindset in general, and they're looking at you not as a companion or a husband or a provider, protector. They're looking at you like an ATM because they have that poor mindset and they don't really understand the flows of money, how it goes up and down. I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire, bro. All right. Money flows. Money has no owners. It just flows. It's just how much you can capture at one time, right? And how much you can invest in different things and stuff, right? Like you got guys who got hella properties but might be cash poor, right? But they got several properties and stuff. A poor person is not going to understand the reasoning behind that. They just know that you can't give them money at that particular time. So you got to make sure that you don't marry a person with a poor mentality, poor mindset.
But if you have money as a guy, that's the number one thing that irritates you anyway. So you're not going to really date that girl, except for I know beauty does scramble these dudes' brains.
It does.
You know, I'm not quite sure how or what. Maybe it's just like money. When you first get money, you kind of go crazy, and then after you've had it for a while, you kind of chill out. I think that might be the same with girls. Like when they first start getting baddies, they just go crazy. And then after a while, you kind of chill out with it. I think maybe that's the case.
Somebody says, Shing Shang says, the book even says, out of 1,000 men, there's one good man, but out of 1,000 women, there are no good ones.
No, it really says that, but that's funny. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to like decipher what I saw on responses on the page, you know, when people would say things, and it honestly, I don't know if some dudes are that teachable. I wonder if they just want to like big themselves up more than actually learn the game, learn the girls, you know? Because the same thing we're out there saying they don't understand us, blah, 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 blah. We can't be hypocrites. We need to learn how they move also, you know? And so I think the like emotional currency in women is the main currency to them. And so, and people don't understand that, you know, like I was talking to this girl that was a model, huge name, walked for a huge name. And one day I had some food poisoning, and it really actually messed up my hormones. And I was telling her, I was like, I'm getting angry inside. I didn't know what it was. And then one day I just snapped on her. She ended everything that one day, even after a year of perfect calmness and everything, even though it turned out to be a health issue that I got fixed, right? But she no longer felt emotionally safe with me. And she was willing to be done with everything over that. And I've kind of learned, you know, like when you'll see like girls that have parents that are together, and they have a wealthy family, but the girl still runs out and acts stupid and picks the wrong guy. There was a girl that I knew like that. She was a mulatto girl, beautiful girl. We were supposed to go on a date. She cancels at the last minute. And I was like, I haven't had that happen in years. So I called her like, what's up? And she said, I have a migraine. And I was like, trying to be Mr. Cool and tell her all these remedies for the migraine and this and that and this and that. And then she finally opened up and she said, I have what's called late onset migraines. And I was like, how? And she goes, an ex-boyfriend of mine body slammed me on the concrete and cracked my skull. And I'm like, oh my God. Right. And I talked to her more about that. And I was thinking, and I said to her, you have a great family. The reason I asked you out was because you told me how you still believed in man and woman roles, and you're a flight attendant. So I know all those girls hate you for saying that. Right. So I thought this was really brave move. So how are you picking these bad guys? And she could see that I was lost. I was like, wait a second. Everything I knew about healthiness just went out the door with you. And she said, you know, my dad was there for me. He had a roof over my head. He bought me a car. He got me through college and everything, but he wasn't there emotionally. And so she's like, I was searching for that, and I just never knew where to find it. And that clicked right there. I clicked, and I was like, you know, all the times I've ever heard guys fight with women and be like, I go out and I work my ass off and I provide and I do all this and you're just not happy. It's because they want emotional security.
And you know what? This is the crazy part. This is the crazy part about this, though, because we got to stay to both sides of this coin, right? So women have to learn how to choose. Somebody tell them and sit them down when they're young and allow them to know, say, listen, you got two types of men. You got the men that provide you with a beautiful lifestyle. But guess what? He's not going to be there like that, right? Because he's going to be out working, handling money, making moves. He might not feel that emotional currency that you need, right? The guy that's going to feel that, the guy that's going to have the time, he might not be able to afford you the type of lifestyle that you want, right? So there's no multiple vacations a year. You'll have a nice home in a nice neighborhood, but you're going to have more time. Women can only get time or money. It can't be both. Now, in some cases, it can be both. You got some special guys out here that got the money, it was passed down to them or whatever. Just case in point, an NBA athlete, right? While he's in his career, You know, they play damn near all year long, right? They got to condition, they got to compete. They're not at the home like that, right? So they can't give their women, and then what do women do? They might fuck around. They might be in a big ass house, lovely, but the guy isn't there. The women end up cheating with who? Their personal trainer. The guy don't have nowhere near as much money, but guess what? He pays the what? The emotional currency.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different, right?
Like, okay, so this podcast, we were gonna kind of slip in there some business stuff for them, but it sounds like we got to finish this, and maybe we'll just start Money Mondays on Monday, right? But
we got to still make that official announcement too. But go ahead.
But I have chosen technology just for that reason.
Okay.
Because if you notice, the angle that I come at when I share anything business, I'm giving you time and money. I think that's like crazy important. I'm giving them time and money. I was a kid that grew up with parents putting the roof over my head. I was an athlete. They couldn't make it to some games. They couldn't make it to other games. And believe it or not, that affected me as a kid. And then I noticed like the kids that had like wealthy families and their parents were at every game, man, they was killing it. They killed it in sports. People think that emotional component doesn't matter or that support from your family doesn't matter. It does. It does. And so that's kind of why I kind of
interrupt you, but I always said this, like, you ever notice how some of the top tier athletes were like trained or their dad was really there? You know what I'm saying? Like their dad was there teaching them everything and talking to coaches.
Like the Ball brothers.
Right. Like Trey Young, the basketball player. As a matter of fact, it's funny that Ryan Clark, I don't know if you know who that is. He's a host on ESPN, but he used to be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? You know,
okay.
A lot of people know the NFL, bro. The NFL is kind of like, it's a lot of politics to it. Now, this guy, maybe 5'10", not too big, played against the best safety, one of the best safeties of all time, Troy Polamalu, right? But it's really the politics that got him to that level, bro, because he had an uncle that was an NFL player. So it's like a little drafting system. They draft out of, his uncle played in the NFL, 20 years ago. It's all about, but it goes back to the parents thing. Like a lot of these athletes that you see fire as hell, bro, their dad was teaching them since they was young how to play basketball.
Yep. Yeah, because like when you're struggling to learn plays and stuff like that, it takes an emotional toll on you. People, we don't like to acknowledge that as men, but honestly, it does. So when you've got a father or even a mentor that kind of takes a little bit of the stress out of it and just gives you the knowledge of it and explains it to you, you don't deal with that personal feeling that you have to overcome on top of the game you have to overcome.
Facts. And you know
that makes sense.
I was looking at this Michael Vick interview. I know you know who Michael Vick, Michael Vick.
Yeah.
So Michael Vick did this interview on Vlad TV, and it's like he was a little uncomfortable. But what I recognize is when I compare Michael Vick, who had all the talent in the world, to Tom Brady, who was drafted low, was slow. But what did Tom Brady have over Michael Vick?
Ford system.
Dad.
Yeah.
Tom Brady had a father that would never allow Tom Brady to be an NFL athlete and house a location where they're fighting dogs illegally. That's number one, right?
Yeah.
The dad is so important. So you got Michael Vick, who got every talent in the world, 0 Super Bowls, right? I think he got one NFL championship, NFC championship or something. But his career just never really got on track like it should have. But then you got a guy like Tom Brady who has a dad and a support system, right? Who got 6, 7 down Super Bowls with 25% of the talent that Michael Vick has.
Well, the boy had a brain though.
Right.
He called the best audibles in the world.
That's true. Vic was. We used to get over Vic all the time in Atlanta, like, bro, audible, they're blitzing, and he wouldn't. He would never audible, bro.
Yeah, but that's because he's used to doing everything by himself. That's where the father thing probably came into play.
Oh, he's just someone say he just only has 2 MVPs. Well, that's that's good, but that just goes to you saying that emotional currency goes both ways. Like, and in some cases, this is why Do you think this is why some athletes choose the white women because they came from two-parent households, maybe a little bit more of a stable background? Because the thing is, Dr. Umar, and people always crack on the athletes for marrying these type of women, right? They see, they do a rundown of all the black athletes with the women, and I get it. I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But at the same time, if you think about an athlete, right? If you don't get your woman past maybe high school and college, because you're already on the athlete conveyor belt. So the women recognize early on, this guy going to the NBA, this guy going to the NFL, or has a possibility to, right? And now you're dealing with women who are not really there for you. They're dealing with you because you have the potential of getting the bag. So
and now they in like college.
Those women, I hate to admit it, but them sisters are probably, I mean, treacherous, bro. You talking about trying to get a dude? Them city girls is what this guy is trying to pull his woman from. But he goes to college, he goes to Indiana State or some bullshit, and there goes little Julie, who already got money. You know what I'm saying? Who come from wealth. They just like, oh yeah, I know you're an athlete and everything, but they make it seem to be more genuine, and that's
well. The last girl from America, she walked for Alexander McQueen, and I did not know she got paid like she got paid. She got paid $15,000 a day for walking, and I was like, what? But also, her dad built World Trade Center, had like a half a B, right? And interestingly enough for me, the more she stuck around, I knew it had nothing to do with money, because I didn't even see myself even getting to her father's level. Do you know what I mean? And so I asked her one day, I said, look, I'm not asking you to sit in an insecure way, but I mean, I've seen that you've gone on dates with celebrities, and I see people calling you that are celebrities. And I was like, but you call me every single day. And I was like, I just got to know what your thing is with me. And she goes, Thomas, when I came to Phoenix and I rented your car, because I had those cars on Turo, right? And she's like, I rented your car. She goes, you made an accommodation for me because of the insurance. So you drove it for a while, and then you ended up just driving it the whole time, and I paid for the car. She goes, but I saw you talking to people. And she goes, where I'm from, if someone talks to you, they want something from you. And she goes, I watched you for 4 days talking to people, sharing, whatever. You never asked for anything from anybody. She says, I've never seen that before in my life. That was her interest, because she already had everything. So that's kind of a good segue into maybe these guys should look for girls that don't need them as much. Because I know that they feel like they're winning because she's hot. But I'm kind of like, if she is surviving barely, I don't think it was really game that got her. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to be like, you got no game. I'm saying that as, dude, in the long run, this might be very detrimental for you. And maybe you need to look at that. I know that you think I'm telling you got no game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the long run, this woman doesn't know abundance, and you're going to give her a lot of abundance, and she's going to act up, and that's what we do. But are you ready for that? That's what we do. When you got your money, you did the same thing. When I got my first money, I did stupid stuff. I flew on private jets. That one wasn't dumb because I got a lot of deals from that. But I mean, I had 3 cars. Honestly, bro, I don't care if you're in America. That's dumb. I can't drive the 3 cars, right? Unless you're in a tax bracket where you got to buy them to not pay your 42%. That's different, okay? But I notice if they've got a little more money, and that's kind of why I'm here, they don't need you so much. They kind of see other things in you and why they want to be around you. And then it's really kind of like they're looking at you as a person, and that's really what you want. So I think the setup really matters. Internationally, it's a lot easier to do because their culture in general does not look at money near as heavy as Americans do. The first time I was here,
specifically about Europe.
No, I mean Thailand. They don't care that much. They care that you can have a home. They don't care that you have the biggest home. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you had an apartment this size, she would live in here with you and have no issues and still clean the house and everything. I've known.
Yo, that is crazy. Because when I was dating a Thai girl out there, I had my little 1 bedroom, and I was like, we gotta find somewhere else. We gotta find somewhere else. And she was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I'm like, I'm thinking, like, you don't think this is too small for people? And she's just like, it's like not even in her mind to even.
They don't even cross their mind. Well, last time I was here, I came with my little brother, and some girls were asking us what we did. We were eating in some restaurant, and we were talking about these businesses, and we just kept talking, and their eyes just glazed over, man. They were so uninterested. And then they cut us off, and they go, you Americans, all you talk about is money. They said that. And me and my bro looked at each other, and we're like, they said the best thing a man would ever hear when it comes to dating. They did not care about that.
Yeah, I've heard the term greedy Americans before. Like,
okay, but dude, like some of the fellas, when I see them, propping themselves up, they care about the money too. They don't want the girl to care, but they care about the attention that they get in America over it. They care. So they are perpetuating the problem themselves. And dude, you've had money for a while. After a while, it's nothing. You realize every apartment becomes a normal apartment later. I don't care if you were in a 10,000 square foot apartment. You live there in a year, to you, it becomes a normal apartment.
Facts.
Bro, every time.
You are so right, man. I had bought a real, I guess in everybody's life, you want to like do something big, right? So when I bought a house, and I bought this big ass 5-bedroom house in a really nice neighborhood, bro, man, it was like I got all this nice furniture, I got poker tables and everything. But man, when I tell you, it was like, you sit in that big ass house and you start hearing noises at night, you like, what I'm saying? It's like, man, this house is big. Like, damn, I'm sitting here eating at a big ass table by myself, some ramen noodles and shit. I'm just like, oh, this is bullshit. Because
and I remember
women, first of all, like, I'm one of the people that, like, I was told to be careful about who you bring into your home. That's number one, right? And I ain't feel like dealing with a lot of bullshit, jealousy, envies, and all that shit from people, close to me. Another thing was when I used to bring women into my home, either two things would happen, right? One, they would try to like move in on the low, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily move in, but things would kind of
come around.
My guest bathroom and clothes would be left, like, bags pillows would start coming. I just like this pillow. I'm just gonna bring this pillow because I like this pillow. I'm like, yeah, pillow got your name on it though, baby. Or the second thing, especially in Atlanta, was how much you pay for this house? How much your mortgage? What bank did you use? I'm about me a house. It's like, damn, bitch, I just met you 10 minutes ago. Like, relax. Like,
they think it's theirs, and they think it's theirs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That, I was in the bathroom, and Red left some stuff in there, so I was like, oh, bro, not really, man.
Dude, they be leaving. I mean, this is international when it comes to women. This is worldwide. They will leave things in your home that you can't even see or find. Like, only a woman would go underneath the cabinet or in the, stuff like, or they'll leave something in the kitchen. Like I remember I sent a picture to a chick that left her bra and her little hair clip. And I sent her a picture. I was just like, really, shorty? You left this under my bed? Like, no one in Thailand, no man makes his own bed, right? Like, come on, we all know that no man really does anything in the home in Thailand. So she did that. Right. You left your big ass bra and your hair clip. I just happened to find that shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking for something underneath my bed.
I got the remedy for that.
Man, Fresh Person Poblado with a $4.99 in super chat. Supporting positivity. Appreciate that, my man. What would you say?
I got the remedy for that. For all the dudes that do good with girls and you see them trying to work their way in, it's called the junk bowl. Put a junk bowl on the coffee table. Anything they leave, put it in the junk bowl. And then when they come looking for it, be like, hey, I left my hair fresh. Where's it? Oh, babe, it's in the junk bowl. Just when you say that to them, they see it in a whole different way. Like, when you put it in the junk bowl, I was like, hey, I didn't want to throw it away, but it doesn't belong here. And it's your own way of saying, hey, you got to come at me a different way.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that you gotta watch in Colombia too, fellas. Okay, Colombian is very, it has every exotic flavor you want in a woman, right? So the women hair is curly, crinkly, whatever, just all whatever type of hair. But those Colombian girls, they'll come to your house and just start brushing their hair real quick.
That's what they
all over your crib. You just like, you know what I'm saying? They do that to kind of mark their territory, because when the Afro chick comes in, she's just like, I remember when my girl one time, she picked up a long string of hair and she was just like, boom, right there on me. I was like this. I was just like, the maid.
Bro, the worst is when you sleep in.
That's the maid's hair.
The worst is when you sleep in and this little hair across your lips. You're like, what the? And you don't even know. Like, did you even have that long hair? Where did this come from? I guess, bro, the thing I
tell guys always to have a maid, bro. Always, that way you can, if there's anything that she sees, have a maid or guest room. You know, like, let me not go into all that. You know what I mean? But it's ways to move about being in a country where it's beautiful women everywhere, and you got to kind of, you know, you have your little team and whatnot.
To kind of move back into dating, I'm gonna ask you a question. What are you seeing mainly from the dudes that you think they're not doing correctly?
Man, you know what, man? One thing I recognize is, and how can I put this to be politically correct? Guys that participate with the ladies of the night get envious and jealous of guys that either kind of can do both or don't do it at all and can pull regular women. That's one of the things that I've seen, right? Like, you got guys that are just socially awkward, and they try to put that on you, like, hey, we're all like this. And I'm like, no, it's like just you like that. You know what I'm saying? So they have a different point of view about the women in the country, and they'll go on some of these channels and they'll do these shows, and I'm sitting here like, you're judging the whole country of women by your experiences with ladies in the red light district. Like, that goes on a lot for some reason. I'm just like, bro, you have no idea how the women are in this country if you just stay in Copacabana or something like that.
Why do you think they trigger so much if you're with a bad one? Why do they trigger? Why does it trigger so much stuff?
If you notice in the Facebook groups, when you post, you know, you'll get 80% positive, but you'll get 20% hella negative. Right.
You made a comment. Was that because of my post? I saw in there when you was like, why are you all tripping every time someone puts up? Oh,
we've had this issue before, and I'm like, bro, why are you in the Passport Bros group if you get upset when you see guys with beautiful women, bro? You know?
Well, okay, there's two things though. There's two things though. If they going after.
Go ahead. No,
sorry.
It was a guy in the group. He's like a muscle head and everything, but I don't think he travels, right? And I guess he's always trying to crack on the guys, like, oh, this fat dude got this woman. And I'm just like, bro, get your passport and travel. Don't get jealous because, you know, you're in the gym every day. Some passport bros got money. You know, they get it, whatever. You know, but that gym head, that muscle guy is going to get jealous because he's looking at peacocking and everything that's in America. Well, this guy has removed himself from the American dating scene, which is really a plus for you. That's one less guy you got to compete with. That's one less guy with money that you got to compete with. So you should be happy, but instead they rather crap. You feel a certain way.
Some of the haters too. I'm like, bro, you can't travel because if you travel and realize they don't care about this stuff as much as you think, you won't be a hater. Like, you don't have to be this like suave dude with girls. Sometimes they're leery of the suave guy because he has a million girls. Sometimes they don't like that in general. And I don't know. But I've always wondered, I'm like, how come they trigger? The one thing I did notice is the dudes that view themselves as a player, oh, they hate me, man. They hate me. And I'm like, I ain't never seen a comment from this dude ever. And then I put this up, and where did they come from, right? And I don't know if you saw, your group isn't so bad. One of the other groups, I was starting to say this. I was starting to be like, all right, bro, my bad. I was like, teach me your ways, sensei. Post what you pulling better than me so I can learn. Silence. Every time. And I never even was like putting that up to be like, oh, she's bad. I was trying to say, fellas, I'm still getting the game laid to me in Barcelona. It just moves fast as shit here. Like, it is so different. And that's why I was trying to share that with them. And then, you know, everyone's acting like you know, they never fumbled. And I'm like, come on, no one swings 100%. But here, you got to be on point, like on point.
Did she really block you, or was it like more like a mistake?
She did.
Oh, she did. Wow.
She did. She blocked me, and then like she thought that I was lying to her. She thought I slept with her friend because the way that.
Whoa! What I didn't see that part in the Facebook story.
Well, okay, so I was texting a couple girls, and then I was deciding, you know, who do I want to go out with, and she had that sweetness to her. The other one was kind of talking that like, what she gonna do to me type thing, right? And I'm getting older, so I'm kind of over the like just throwing the peach at me, right? And she knew that I had kind of a rough day and had a headache, and she was like, "Why don't we do something chill? And you know, I'll give you a little head massage or something." And I was like, "You know what? I need that, right?" So we end up going. That's why I went to the hookah place, because hookah kind of mellows me out. Well, for some reason, while she's sitting in front of me, I thought that she sent me the sexual messages.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't say nothing until things went well. And after things went well, I was like, "You did everything you said you was going to do." I said, "Oh, that's cool." She's like, "What you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, you said this." And then she's like, "I didn't say that." So me being me, I was like, "Yes, you did." And I showed her, and she points at it. She's like, "That's not my phone number." And I was like, "Oh, shit." Right? So then she's like, and she graciously left too. She didn't like throw this whole whatever. So she goes, but she was mad, and she tells all her friends. And then, did you go away? What happened? Uh-oh. I lost him. It's just me. Is this how this works? I thought if he went away, I go away too. Oh well. Let me eat my edamame while I'm waiting.
There we go.
They gave you the boot.
Jamaican Wi-Fi. My bad. Let's go.
But did you say Jamaican? You're in Jamaica?
No, Dominican Wi-Fi. The Dominican Wi-Fi.
Oh. So what'd you hear last?
You was explaining what happened with the girl.
But I was saying how like I thought that, so these texts were coming in at the same time. And so I went with her, but I got the messages mixed up. So I didn't say nothing because we're having a good time, but after things went good, we came back and things went really good. Oh man, this girl was a lightweight, man. I don't drink at all. She had one drink this size. Bro, that was it for her. And she was that type that gets really touchy and all that and get laughy. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? Well, she comes over here and she's still a little tipsy. She starts to come out of it, and then like she ordered some food, and then good things happen. Well, afterwards, the other conversation was real sexual. Hers wasn't, but I got them mixed in my head. So with her afterwards, I was like, "You did everything you said you was going to do." I was like, "That's what's up." And she goes, What do you mean? And I go, "You told me you was going to do this, you did that. You told me you was going to do this, and you did that." And she's like, "I didn't tell you that." And so me being me, I was like, "Yes, you did. It's right here." And she looks at the number, and she's like, "That's not my number."
Oh, you did one of those. Oh yeah,
And
that is legitimate blockable offense, bro.
And I was like, "No." And then, but she very graciously left. She didn't throw a fit. She graciously left. But when she was home, she was mad. And so she blocks me, but she's gossiping to all her girls. Turns out that the girl that was doing that talking was her friend.
Oh, come on, T. Brown.
Hold on. Her friend did me a solid, though. Her friend said, "He didn't really respond to me well. He chose you." And nothing happened between us. So then she unblocked me. That's why she's coming over tonight. So she did me a solid. She said, "I wanted him and I was trying, but he didn't respond that well to it. He kind of was like, you know, like you could tell it." She was like, "I kept trying." And she's like, "I kept cranking it up because he wasn't responding too big to it. And then he was supposed to go out with me that night, but he went out with you instead, which means he didn't like that sexual talk." And then she did me a solid, because when she told her that, then she was like, oh, and then she unblocked me, and now we're cool. But I can see why she did. That's why I was telling people when they were trying to tell me that, oh, don't worry about her. I said, no, I actually legitimately feel bad, and I'm not going to act like I wouldn't be pissed if it happened to me, because I would be, you know?
Okay. Chris Ward with a $9.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, just supporting the positive convo. I'm in Pattaya now, enjoying the good vibes. Get your passports, gentlemen. Shout out to Chris Ward. And I'm going to ask you this before we go.
Okay.
You chose, when I asked you, what country would you choose to pick your wife from, right? And you chose Thailand and Colombia. Why not Spain?
No. Spain is one of them. But I don't know if I would live in Spain with her.
Okay.
Like, I want to choose here because the selection is there. The barrier of entry is high. So the quality of the person is better that gets in here in general. But being a free entrepreneur, meaning I could move freely, they still are in the mindset of having jobs. So that part is a little bit of a negotiation, right? She's not going to leave her job. Like, I literally have to take care of her if she's going to leave her job.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that's a different deal. That's not a girl expecting it. She's just saying, if you're asking me to travel with you and I can't make money, then you need to be able to take care of us. Okay, that's different. That's a different, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think what I would probably do is meet a girl here and go live in Greece for a little bit, or maybe go to Greece and see, because you can get a place like this in Greece for like $600, right in Pasiri too, which is like the hot part of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, like I told you before, I want to live around this area because we can vacation everywhere.
Okay.
Like in Thailand, I'm not super interested in vacationing in Singapore and Hong Kong and Malaysia and all that stuff.
Okay.
Maybe Bali, you know?
Bali is nice. I got to check out Bali. But let's make the official announcement, man. We're going to do Money Market Mondays.
Yeah.
All right. So I know guys been hitting you up left and right, and I told you that.
Yeah,
today. You know they're going to be hitting you up, right? But you want to give us an extra?
Yeah, I'm here for
Mondays is.
I'm here for that. The only thing is I'm only really going to work with people that want it. I notice a lot of people say they want it, but they're not really willing to put in the work at all, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is, like when you and me talked about it, we've got a bunch of subjects and we're going to pick one and dig deep into it. Okay. And kind of show them how to make it happen and make it work out. I'm probably going to do about 85% of it. And then the entrepreneurs can take it and run from there. If anybody wants a consult, then we'll finish there. And some of the deals that I'm telling you about, I might help with. I might even help with financially. So these are things that I would do myself. The reason I haven't done them is because I've got my plate full. I can't do them all myself. So now I'm willing to, if I find some that I like, investing in it so that I can play the game with them and support, but they run it, if that makes sense. And some are it's just free. Just do what you want to do with it. But I want to see these guys. My whole goal and my whole way is to do it in a way where you can become a passport bro and travel, and that they kind of run themselves. There is no business I will ever show you that you don't have to be present for to some extent. It's not realistic. Mm-hmm. You're going to have your hand in it somewhere, but we can do it maybe through technology, or maybe if you have real estate and stuff like that, you kind of have to pop in once in a while type thing. But I don't get some idea of passive income. That's a total farce. Unless you have hundreds of millions of dollars you can put into, like, safe mutuals, that it's just impossible. You have to have your hand in the game a little bit. You have to control it a little bit. But I have a lot of texting. I'll give a teaser. One of the teasers is I have come up with a formula. I was going to teach it today, but we got on our side. The teaser is to become a social media marketing agency that only charges $99 to $150 a month to post for people's profiles, with mainly business profiles. because people like you and me who got a lot going on, but we still need to have a social presence. We would love someone that came in for that price. The difference is I'm going to show them how to make $8,000 to $10,000 a month just by themselves. And then if they want to grow that into having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, how to hire in a certain way where one person can handle a couple hundred clients, and how to automate a lot of it with technology. And that business, you really won't even need a laptop. You only need your cell phone. And you could do it. Huh?
No, I just want to put this out there to the community as well, because I've been approached by a lot of guys to do like something like, money market finances and all that. But I always try my best to validate these dudes. A lot of these dudes are scammers. A lot of these dudes do forex schools and all types of stuff, right? And I'd be like, man, they scammers. So I want to let you know that Thomas Brown is the real deal. He's validated. He does big business all over the world. He's international, big time passport, bro. He drops good information. And I just want to just put that out there to the community, that I'm very careful on who I let on these platforms, man, because this is scam central right now in the world. So I
would like to see other guys teach too, but I mean, obviously you do your vetting. But I was going to say that Money Mondays could be for anybody, but yeah, you've got to make sure they're actually telling some real stuff,
Right.
But yeah, on the Monday,
people work hard for their money, bro. Ain't nobody trying to get scammed.
Yeah, true. Right. But yeah, there's a range of stuff. There's a range of stuff that can be done. And I think we're going to pick one every week and just kind of dive into it. And they're going to range from fully digital. This one can get really huge and you really only need a cell phone. And I'll tell you all the software that's needed. And they're really just apps that you can have on your phone and run this and manage it. And I mean, I was breaking it down to Chris last night and I was saying, hey, if you maxed yourself out on how much you could do and you got 2 days off and you worked 8 hours a day on your phone for these clients, with Canva and Airtable, and that's it, you could make $8,000 a month.
Okay, we've got to dive into that.
And that's charging them $99 a month to customers.
Yeah, we've got to dive into that because I might be interested in that myself.
Yeah, run a whole agency. You can run a whole agency with it. And that's what I was saying.
It's simple to do your own social media, bro, but it's such a headache. Like it takes away from the other things you could be doing.
Yeah, it's more for people that are creative and like to do the creative. And the thing that I'm going to tell them is, the way I got the idea was I use Feedbird, and Feedbird is so garbage. I'm so mad. I do so many revisions with them that I'm like, why don't I just post my own stuff? Like, I'm teaching your people how to make cool things here. So it hit me and I was like, you know what? I really think I could do this myself. And then I started thinking, man, I could make a whole business out of this, because obviously if they're advertising at the level they are and they're charging $99, they're making some cash. So I reverse engineered it and broke it down. And I was like, oh, we need to start our own, or I need to teach people to start it. It's perfect. No one is saying no that owns a business. You're never telling someone no if they put out good content. And the model I'm giving them is that they will post every other day. So 15 times in a month for you for a range of $99 to $150 a month. You will pay that all day long.
That's facts.
All day long to keep the social proof. And if it's good, all day long.
Okay, man. But next time we're gonna definitely do that. Money market is it? Was it money?
Money Mondays, because Money Market Mondays would mean like Wall Street and all that stuff,
Okay, and I got one more super chat. My man G Turner with the $4.99 for super chat, man. I really appreciate that. My man spent some time with me down there in Medellin, Colombia. He said, showing love on the way to work, a step closer to my nomad journey. God bless y'all, and fellas, get consultations for your country of choice. Real talk. Shout out to my man Gavin Turner. All right, guys, we up out of here, man. Peace.
Yeah, deuces.
Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
What's your opinion? What we have a problem with is black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You go over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.